Hi everybody, it's 2 Minute Tuesday and I've got a great story about the merits and the value of keeping a good attitude. It's probably the most inspirational story I've ever heard, and I got it from my father some time ago. My dad, Mickey Caruso, was very ill. He was in the hospital and he wasn't getting better. Nobody knew really what to do to help him, including the doctors. It was very much a wait and see game. We convened with the doctor, my brothers and I, about my dad's situation, and the doctor said, sometimes the patient knows what's going to happen before anybody. And he said, why don't you ask your dad what's going to happen? So my very next chance with him, I was alone in the room. It was nighttime. The only light in the room came from the flickering television. It almost looked like a fireplace reflecting on my dad's face. His face was all swollen. He had tubes coming out of everywhere. And it was dark in the room. The only sound in the room came from the gurgling and the tubes that were hooked up to him. The television volume was turned down. And I leaned into my father and I said, well, Dad, we've been thinking a lot about your condition and keeping up on the data every day. And we're wondering, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen, Dad? And my dad wanted to talk, but he couldn't because he had a tube in his throat. And so he lifted his hand and I had all those tubes coming down his wrist, and he made a motion like he wanted to write. So I got him a pad and a pen, and my dad wrote 4 words on a piece of paper that became the best and most inspirational lesson I've ever heard about having a good attitude. He finished writing and then he dropped the pen as if all of his strength had ebbed. And I held up the paper and I read the paper and it said, I think I'm improving. And my dad died the next day. And the beautiful part of this story, ladies and gentlemen, is that my dad died thinking he was getting better. And I just find inspiration in that statement whenever I'm having trouble in my life or I have a problem that I'm working on that seems unsolvable, that everything can get better. That's your 2 Minute Tuesday for today. We'll see you next time.